race will start very shortly.
Absolutely. Chat calling out the single arrow is going to be in the first chest. I mean, let's see. Oh, it's 50 rupees. Okay.
Oh, very generous.
Yeah, that's a nice way to start. At least you have some. You're halfway to bottle vendor. You've got some cash. Oh, we got an immediate map check, and that is a red crystal in Eastern Palace, a blue crystal in Desert, and a red pendant in Tower of Hera.
So Eastern Palace is a somewhat valuable crystal, or a more valuable crystal than the rest.
Absolutely. Oh, look at that tree pull. That's 80 rupees that Kova only grabbed 60 of. Oh, there's our bombs. And a moon pearl from Uncle. Okay.
It's a very nice uncle gift.
Absolutely. Why is he holding on to that? More specifically, why did he try to assault the castle with only a moon pearl?
Maybe Link's uncle accidentally grabbed the wrong item.
Yeah, that's very true. And we have a map in Sanctuary. In case you got lost, on your way through the sewers, that there's a map.
It looks like both runners, I'm going to assume, are headed up to the Lumberjack Ledge, and then we'll head down into Kakariko Village.
Yep. So we're going to get to see if Aghanim is immediately required, or at least we think he might be required. Oh, the little bug is also throwing out red rupees. That's a hefty find right there.
Yeah, and JTB is only about 150 rupees away from Zora.
What was that?
It looked like a sword upgrade. Oh, nope, it was just an arrow capacity upgrade.
Okay, whew, well. Not, Aghanim, at least at the moment, is not required.
Hopefully not at all.
Yeah. Be interested to see if either one of these pulls this bug here and gets even more. Yep, Kova's doing it. I think if you know that thing's spouting off red rupees, it's a good idea because, the more money you get early, the less likely you are to have to farm for Zora.
Meanwhile, outside we see a 5-bomb capacity upgrade, and inside the Thieves' Hut, the Forest Hut, we find a heart piece.
Yeah. So, other than the Moon Pearl, which unfortunately we're not allowed to throw at enemies, not much in the way of actual weaponry yet.
Unfortunately not.
So JTB heading directly to the Blind's Hut. I get the feeling that our runners are going to be basically following the same path for at least a good length of time. Here's a book. Oh, that opens Desert Palace up. And if you watch their last match, it's actually slightly ironic, considering one of the troll items in their last race was the book.
Well, they don't have to worry about finding the book this time.
Goodness for that. Yeah, their last seed, the book was on a pendant cold stare. JTB dropping down to the Kakariko well. He's going to find, more explosives. What are they storing down here? My goodness.
Another arrow capacity upgrade.
Kova's doing a pedestal check, and I just saw a fire rod. We've got a fire rod and the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah.
We have a Cane of Samaria and a fire rod. So my prediction about that being the troll item is completely out the window. So we've got fire and cane. Oh my goodness. But we're having an immediate pet check, so this is I like this because if you've got this information this early, you can plan your route slightly better, I think. Oh, it's just couch cash though.
Quite unfortunate for those of you who are wishing for a pedestal seed.
Absolutely. I believe the bottle vendor gave them 300 rupees for their 100 investment, so, you know, I don't know. Some people don't like to do the pet check now. I like doing it, again, as early as possible, but that's just me, my personal opinion. All right, so Kova's going to drop in the well and find that he's got the basically the major red items, at least for now. And this is what was in the library.
I believe it was a money. Oh,
No,
nope,
it
it
was
was
10
just 10
arrows.
arrows.
Yeah.
And JTB immediately going to the maze game, not even checking to see what's there.
Yep. Yeah, this is one of those things where, you know, it's a debate which one is better. If there's something here, then obviously you got lucky. It's the bow.
I would definitely say a good call.
Uh-huh. Great result there. So, let me see. So, within 6 minutes, we have a bow, a fire rod, the cane of Samaria, and the moon pearl, and the book. I feel like Kakariko Village has been really good to our runners today.
Absolutely. Now, OPT Lawyer, with the bow being found so early, do you think JTB will complete Eastern Palace?
Um, Considering I know he can do the dark rooms because I believe I saw him do it yesterday. I think he might. He very well might just go ahead and do it.
Now, again, going back to JTB's side, do you think heading over to Srahashvili and completing Eastern Palace is the play, or going down to Mini Moldorm Cave and checking that area is the right play?
Well, really, it's it's about the same amount of items. It's just a little more work to get through Eastern Palace to find them. Oh, there's a power glove. So, it's one of those. It's kind of a judgment call, I guess. But JTB seems to think that the bow is heading him off in that direction, and that's exactly where he's going. Now, technically speaking, the logic wouldn't require it until they find the lamp. So, if he does in fact go through Eastern Palace, he will be on a sequence break until we can figure out where that lamp is. Chat, someone in the chat asking why one of the crystals is red. The red crystals are crystals numbered 5 and 6. When you get both of those, you are able to purchase the big bomb in the Dark World that can blast open the wall in the pyramid and lead to the Pyramid Fairies Cave, where there are 2 items for our runners to collect.
It looks like Kova is actually doing the same exact thing as JTB.
He may be going down towards... Let's see where he heads off to. No, he's going down to check the swamp and Mini Moldorm Cave. I think. Or... Yes, that's where he's going.
So it looks like we'll get to see from both sides which was the correct play.
This is going to be one of those things. Well, as we saw, JTB found the power glove, so going to Sahasharilla is a good move, but let's, well, 5 bomb, plus 5 bomb capacity there. Let's see if we get one of those things where both decisions were the quote-unquote correct decision. Interesting to have Tower of Hera as one of the pendant dungeons. To me, that's more rare in my own seeds, but I like it. Ooh, nice. JTB handling that skeleton room very well. Alright, Kova entering the Mini Moldorm Cave. JTB grabbing the big key, gonna go check the big chest. And again, technically speaking, this is the last item in here. Oh, Kova. Oh, darn. Alright. So again, JTB finding a big red rupee in there. That is, again, technically the last item the logic expects him to have at this point without the lantern, but it looks like he's just going right in without it. Kova has decided against trying Mini Moldorm Cave again, at least. Is he going to go buy arrows? He's going to buy arrows, isn't he?
Perhaps so. Nope, maybe just bombs.
Oh, bombs. I'm sorry. That's right. The arrow shop's in the dark. Okay, right. Confusing my shops there. So it's a bit hard to see what JTB is doing, obviously, because without the lamp, this is what you get when you walk into a dark room. A big black screen. But JTB getting through really easily. Although with only 4 hearts, the normal clip racers do at this point, it's going to be a little dangerous.
But it looks like JTB is actually going to unlock or complete this room the vanilla way.
Yeah. And we have our first sword. Which again is actually a logic break right now. Interesting. So where's the lamp?
Well, lamp could be at Zora, technically.
Could be at Zora. Could still be in Mini Moldorm Cave. The logic expects you to have full bombs at all times. So, or I think it's 10 bombs at all time. Oh right, with the fire rod, this room doesn't actually a dark room, isn't it? Good to remember. You can still light torches in any dark room. So. JTB should make pretty easy work of the rest of this place.
Meanwhile, we have Kova following in JTB's footsteps and heading through Eastern Palace.
Yep. After taking one in the Mini Moldorm Cave, he apparently said he was done with that for now. When he gets his sword, he's probably going to happily go back there. I expect JTB to head in that direction now. After he's done with Eastern Palace, obviously. JTB going for the quick kill on the Artmost. Oh, I didn't quite get there, but that's fine. I was still pretty... Well, there we go. Still a pretty quick fight. JTB claiming the first crystal of the night, and now he's got 1 red crystal and a whole lot of places he can go. I again suspect he's going to hit at Mini Moldorm Cave. That cave is way easier with a sword. Oh yeah, he's going straight down. There we go.
Now, do you think we'll see a fake flippers glitch on JTB's side?
With the addition of the Moon Pearl in the inventory, that's a much higher likely scenario than not. So my guess is that he goes to Mini Moldorm, might go up to the Ice Cave, may not. Oh, Kova. Oh no, Kova didn't do the Dark Room.
Perhaps Kova is trying to keep things non-broken.
That is true. It's a very distinct possibility. He may be going into... Yeah, he's going to go back to Mini Moldorm now. Oh, that crab. Oh my gosh. Okay, so those crabs do 2 hearts of damage to Lincoln Green Mail, which really at the beginning of the game is just not really nice. At all.
So we have both runners in the same area. The only difference is has a sword and has that red crystal.
Yeah. Alright, JTB getting into Mini Moldorm first, but Kova actually getting his getting them taken care of, and we have a whole lot of nothing inside here. That was really a disappointing Mini Moldorm cave. Oh, JTB decides not to save and quit right there and go someplace else. Interesting. This mini Moldorm cave is mini Trolldorm cave. Yes. Ouch. Actually, it looks like both of our runners are heading over towards desert in just 2 different directions.
That appears to be the case.
Kova actually showing us that it was quicker to walk there directly rather than save and quitting to Link's house again.
Now, there's a chance they might be able to complete Desert Palace, and there's also a chance they might not. If a required item is on the torch in Desert Palace, they will need to return with boots.
Yeah. Yeah, the good old desert boot lock. Well, Kova's going to go ahead and check at Guinness's cave while JTB is just heading directly in. Oh, just a piece of heart. But that gives Kova an extra heart container, so... JTB, meanwhile, sitting on exactly 1/2 heart, so... Oh, dear. He just blasts those vultures with fire. He's like, nope. We've got that blue boomerang on the cliff there, which our runners are unlikely to go get, but... Oh, I don't know. Kova... I don't know if Kova will or not, because a boomerang is something of a nice thing to have if you don't have a sword. And Desert Palace. Well, Desert Palace is going to be boot locked. The first item chest being 1 single rupee makes... Yep, there it is. So, unfortunately for our runners, they cannot complete Desert Palace as it stands. It looks like JTB is going to go get the boomerang. I was wrong. Oh, wait. Oh, he's going to go heal himself. Never mind. Ooh.
Now, OPT Lawyer, technically we don't have Dark World access, and we technically cannot get to Tower of Hera. Do you think that Aghanim is the next play?
We can't even get into Aghanims yet, actually. We don't have the lamp, which is required, and to get... Well, not required, but the logic expects you to have that. The sword that they currently have was locked behind the lamp, and we don't have a cape or the Master Sword yet.
I completely forgot about the cape.
JTB is doing something we like to call stealing a key from Desert Palace. The second part of Desert Palace has 2 or 3 keys in it. All of them are expected to be used in the actual place in Desert Palace. And Kova did pick up his sword from the sewer, so we know that's there.
And the lamp.
He did find the lamp in there. Okay, I missed that one. Anyway, I'm not entirely certain, but I don't believe the logic expects you to take a key from that portion of Desert Palace and bring it over here. If there is somebody in the chat who knows better, you could let me know, but... Ooh, he finds the big key, too. I guess we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think this is considered a sequence break, but I also don't think the logic requires you to do this.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but... Because regardless, Desert's still boot locked because he now can't get any further in because he doesn't have a key. Okay, I'm being told that the logic does not account for key stealing, so... That is good to know. And unfortunately for JTB, his key stealing got him the compass and the map. So
I guess that's what you get for stealing.
Exactly. So we know Lamolus has the final item in here. Okay, I am getting confirmed in the chat that the logic does not... It is a sequence break to steal the key from there, so that is good to know. JTB is going to go ahead and check at Guinness's cave. If I remember correctly, there was all of a piece of heart inside there. JTB, make sure he doesn't touch one of those cactuses, because that would actually kill him. cool. And Kova doing a death warp. He's probably going to go check out the sewers. Oh, cool. Good information. So if you do steal a key from Desert, or have to, I should say, apparently the boots will never be locked behind that small key either, so good. I'm glad our randomizer devs have thought all of this through, because that's awesome. JTB going to find his lamp, and he'll actually have a Master Sword. And with that lamp, he'll actually be back on the logic now, so he's not sequence breaking any further. Oof. Swamp just having, or the swamp, sewer just having bombs, so, you know, not much there. JTB, I'm guessing he's going to check the, no, where's he going? Oh, he's probably going to go Death Mountain.
That looks like the right place.
Looks like Kova is going that direction too. Unfortunate, because he's missing out on his Master Sword, which we do now have everything we need to go fight Aghanim. Obviously, JTB want to go check as much as he can before that, because no one really wants to go fight Aghanim. Like, immediately. Or ever. Really, ever. So we've got both our runners taking the old man back to his little mountain cave, because... Hello! That's silver arrows!
That is very nice.
Very nice indeed. And to have the bow so early, so our runners have a very good weapon that kills most everything it can hit with in one shot. Unfortunately, silver arrows doesn't help us progress the seed any, but, you know, silver arrows. Just bombs inside Spectacle Rock. Okay, so... I think Aga one's the play. Do we have anything else?
I mean, we have the Ice Rod Cave and we have Zora.
Oh, that's right. We have both of those.
But that's about it. And it looks like JTB is actually headed up to Aghanim rather than checking those last two overworld spots.
Indeed. They are, with his current item collection, they are kind of out of the way. So if Aga is required, this is obviously the best move right now. But if either one of those caves has something, has like the hammer, for instance, then he's actually blowing 5 minutes here. Kova, unfortunately, having left Eastern Palace early, is going to find his Master Sword a little later. Yes, chat pointing out that with the Moon Pearl, they could fake Flipper into the Well of Wishing and grab the 2 items in there. That is true, would be a sequence break. However, I believe this happened yesterday. If they sequence breaked in there and picked up the hammer and were able to skip Aga 1, that sequence break really doesn't affect anything else. Oh, JTB's actually heading down into the escape here. I forgot he hadn't checked this yet.
Yep.
Let's see if he goes for the Death Warp. It doesn't look like he set it up.
Well, they might try with a couple bombs.
Yeah, so JTB is going to... No, he's going to sewer too. Okay. Alright, so actually it's still completely up in the air as to whether or not JTB is going to fight Aga, or if he's just going to check these locations and then go do Zora and or Ice Cave.
My guess is Aghanim will be a last resort, but it will be before Ice Rod Cave and Zora.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, he saved and quit out of here, but I don't think that's indicative of anything, considering how far out of the way he'd have to walk back to go back up the Ganons or Aghanim. So
That is true.
oh, he's going down towards the south here. So that tells me he's either going to check Ice Rod Cave or he's going to go fake flipper to Zora and check the locations up there.
I do know many runners refrain from checking Ice Rod Cave because A, it is very far away, and B, it has a very low chance of having something useful.
Yeah. They tend to wait till either boots or at least the flute. But JTB is, yeah, he's going up there. Well, Kova getting through Eastern Palace. He's going to have a slightly easier time with this boss since, you know, silver arrows. Yeah. Unlike JTB's fight with this is going to take 6 arrows. Or 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Oof, Ice Rod Cave having only 300 rupees in it.
So not what JTB wants to see, but perhaps that will kind of give JTB a little incentive to head up to Zora, even though they're well over the 500 rupee threshold.
Yeah. And to dispel any misconception at all, the seed does not purposefully give you lots of rupees to go to Zora. The logic assumes that you always have, like, a lot of rupees.
Yeah, and if you don't have that, if you don't have those 500 rupees, you're farming rupees in Blind's hut.
Yep. JTB deciding not to check Hobo is going directly up to Zora. Which is probably the right play. It's unlikely that the Hobo is going to have anything that you're going to be able to use right now since we don't actually have the flippers. Yes. Chad pointing out very, very distinctly, you are responsible for your own consumables in the game. I like that. Ooh, heart container. So that sequence break got JTB some extra life, which, you know, is not the worst thing in the world when you only have 5 hearts in the first place. Kova going up to do the exact same thing here.
We have a piece of heart on Zora's ledge, so looks like we will not be heading back to pick that up.
That is good information to have. Alright, Zora is the only thing that we can logically get up here, so let's see what he is holding. Oh!
That's unexpected, but nice.
That is 500 rupees well spent, I say.
I would very much agree so.
It looks like, is Kova? Yep, Kova's going to do the same thing. I can tell by how he's setting up here. Yep. So, with all of that weaponry, as it turns out, we have an Aga 1 required seed.
So for those of you in chat who wanted an Aghanim 1 seed, here you go.
The only thing Kova can find here, I think, that's going to prevent this from happening is the hammer right here. Or if he finds if somehow the Hobo has Titan's mitts, he can go into the Dark World over in the Kakariko village to the village of Outcast, but or he'll have like 20 rupees and not have anything useful. Man, Kova getting the reverse fake flippers glitch is we've apparently started calling that. Like, almost simplistically. I wonder if he's...
JTB making their way up through Aghanim's tower. Meanwhile, Kova is headed up to the Waterfall Fairy and Zora.
He's gonna get his 6th heart and his tempered sword. No bottles yet to throw inside the well, so we don't know what the fairy in there is going to fill the bottles with.
So OPT Lawyer, Hammer is our Dark World access item. Where do you think Hammer is?
Well, honestly speaking, though, once we beat Aghanim here, it's no longer our Dark World access item. So honestly, Hammer could be anywhere. We can go into Palace of Darkness, and we might pull the hook shot to get across. We might pull the Titansmith to get to across the water to the village of Outcasts, or we may even find the flippers, which I actually don't know what that would do for us, but yeah, so we may be looking at that hammer is somewhat far away anymore, but let's see here. I'm thinking Catfish is going to hold something now.
Tricky Catfish holding the goods.
Maybe. I think so. I think we'll have to walk all the way up there and get like the hook shot from him. Kova starting his assault on the castle tower. Meanwhile, JTB getting into the Aghanim 1 fight. Aghanim has 3 different attacks he can do. A lightning attack, which is scripted every, I think it's what, every 5th attack?
I believe so.
The magic beam or balls attack, which is the only thing you can bounce back at him and hit him with, and the dreaded blue balls. He shoots out what, like 5 little blue balls, and when you hit them, they just disperse all over and do nothing else but annoy us. Every seed has a specific set number of blue balls. So far, it looks like we're on 0. There's one. And it was 1. So you'll see if Kova gets if Kova doesn't miss any hits against Aghanim, he will also only get 1 set of blue ball attacks. It's RNG as to how many blue balls you get, but it's the same RNG between the seeds. Pyramid holding 1 full heart container. So that leaves us with not many places to go. Oh, map check. Green Pendant, Ice Palace. Red Crystal, Misery Mire. Blue Pendant is Skull Woods. And everything else is a blue crystal.
There's our Dark World pendant and crystals.
Nice. So, Turtle Rock and Misery Mire required. I always feel a little bit nervous when I see an Ice Palace pendant, because I feel like it means that you have to go in there.
And JTB almost at Catfish, while Kova just arrives at Aghanim.
Alright, JTB throwing a stone into the circle of rocks there. He's going to awaken the Catfish or Quakefish or whatever you want to call him, and you're gonna get a big heart container. So, Palace of Darkness seems to be the place to be right now. Which I believe is where JTB is going to be heading, because once you beat Aghanim 1, if this little pathway here will take you directly to the Dark World. I don't know the story reason or the lore reason as to why that does that now, but regardless, it does.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either.
Alright. I'm literally trying to think of where else our runners could go, and I'm coming up blank. I think this is it. This seed has been like somewhat linear for the most part. Like we've had like a wide net we could search, the places we could search early, and then they all kind of bottlenecked into Aga, and now we're here.
Now, do you think when you say it bottlenecked into Aga, do you think it reverse bottlenecked into the rest of the dungeons for Dark World?
That's entirely possible. It really depends. A lot of it's really going to depend on what we find right now. If we find the hammer, actually, no. If we basically have a vanilla hammer, not really, because at that point, the only place we could go is Swamp Palace, and we can't even really do that. We don't have the flippers yet, although. But if we get something like the hammer and Titan's mitts inside here, then yeah, we're going to open up a lot of things. We also need the flip. So that just happened.
Going back to your Swamp Palace play, though, they actually need the mirror to get into the
Right, they need the mirror too, right? And they need the mirror, the flippers, and the hookshot to complete it. They need the mirror. They need the mirror, hookshot, and hammer and flippers to complete Swamp Palace. They need the mirror and the flippers to get at least one chest inside there. With the hammer, they can get a few more chests in there, but not all of them. So, as I was trying to say earlier, they also need the flute for Misery Mire, which we found immediately after I said that. So, anyway, JTB with the bow, he's going to be able to check basically everything in here before the boss. Oh. So, let's see. Are we going to see, like, the forced double dip Palace of Darkness?
Possibly.
Because that flute doesn't really progress us yet. We don't have the Titan's Mitt, so we can't do anything with it. JTB making an intentional death there to death warp back to the start of this. Yeah, without the mirror or the hammer, Palace of Darkness is not exactly a fun place to route. Alright, so, Games, what do you think? We're going to find the hammer in here, or is it going to be something else?
I think we're going to have Vanilla Hammer.
Vanilla hammer. Okay, let's see. Oh, we had a vanilla big key.
I mean, Vanilla Big Key leads to Vanilla Hammer. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely right. Fetch quest item. Oh, chat, why? Why must you be so mean?
No fetch quests today. Well, as far as we know.
Not yet. Alright, so JTB is making is that more keys. That's the Quake medallion.
1 wavy coin acquired.
We've got our first medallion, which, if we got Titansmiths, could open up either Turtle Rock or Misery Mire. All these keys.
Well, the only good thing about finding lots of little keys now is you won't find lots of little keys later.
This is true. But it also likely means that Helmosaurus got something on him, but we still have one other dungeon item we haven't found, so maybe not. Chances are possible. Let's see. Flippers!
Okay, then.
We have flippers, which unfortunately doesn't do much for us right yet. Titansmith! Oh, God, I called it 2.
Okay.
So we have Titansmiths now.
Well,
If this-
to me, that
Wait,
kind of points towards Ice Palace.
Vanilla Hammer! Vanilla Hammer! Oh! Alright, so we have officially a forced double dip Palace of Darkness. So, we have the Flippers and we have the Titansmiths. This opens up, as you said, this opens up Ice Palace. This opens up the Village of Outcasts. This opens up the Misery Mire area. This opens up a lot.
So it looks like we will be seeing some of that reverse funneling.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bit of a bottleneck, and now suddenly we've just cracked the whole shell open, apparently. This also opens up Skull Woods, because they have the Fire Rod. They can beat Skull Woods, they can clear Thieves' Town, except for the hammer, the chest guarded by the hammer, basically. Or locked behind the hammer, I should say. JTB heading up to Skull Woods. Yeah, we've cracked the entire seed open now. Like, there's a lot of places we can go. Let's see, so what about things we can beat? We can completely clear Skull Woods, which is great considering that's a pendant dungeon. We can't beat Ice Palace though, because we don't have the hammer.
We do not. We could complete Thieves' Town, no, not full clear.
Right. Yep.
And we could complete. No, we can't complete Misery Mire. We need the hookshot or boots.
Right. Can't even really get into Misery Mire without either one of those. But yes, force double dipped in the pod. Oi. What a seed. What a troll.
And of course, Turtle Rock is not accessible.
Yeah, because we don't have the hammer. No,
yeah.
We don't have the hammer. You have to have the hammer to open up the portal on top of it. So, of course, that means the hammer is going to be in Ice Palace, right?
It might be the case.
Because that's where you need it, like, to finish anything in there, so... Skullwood's giving us a full heart container. Wonder if JTB is just going to go ahead and finish this place. I believe it was someone... I forget which one checked the pedestal. I think it was Kova.
Yes, Kova checked it almost as soon as they got the book.
So JTB doesn't know that this isn't a pedestal seed. He may be going to beat Mothula. Number one, because there is one more item left in this place, and either he might have it or it might be in the chest in here. Might even be in the big key chest. I didn't see if he got that. I don't think he did.
I don't believe JTB collected it either. But it looks like JTB is actually going to take the gamble and not complete Mothula and hope that this last chest has their one wanted item.
I can't blame him. I mean, really, that's if you don't have to beat Mothula, all the better. Unfortunately, as it turns out, we do. And I think Mothula is going to hold the big key. I have not seen them get it yet, so... Kova actually goes in, checks a little bit of Skull Woods, and is saying, "No, what? No, I'm done." So we're gonna see if Mothula leads to a big item here, then JTB is gonna pull out in the item lead. But if it just leads to something very mediocre, then it's not gonna matter, and he's going to have spent more time in here than he should. And yes, Bunnyfied Ganon is hilariously cute. I love that sprite. Ooh, Kova with blue mail.
Now sporting that fresh blue leaf.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a very interesting sprite that Kova's playing with. It's hilarious. I love it. Bombable hut, just having another large heart container. I feel like we're finding more large heart containers than we are pieces of heart. It could just be my perception hanging there, but all right, JTB. Let's see if this was useful. Oh, there's the mirror. Kova found the mirror. That mirror is going to give us access to the one chest inside of Swamp Palace.
That is true.
Kova going directly into Thieves Town. As we've said before, he can beat this, but he cannot check the big chest because that's hidden behind the hammer. It was a very good Mothula fight, but he's got one chest left to check in here. If JTB finds an item in this big chest, that's going to be a pretty big advantage, I think. Since it's unknown how long it'll take Kova to go back there. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I have no idea what that sprite that Kova turned into was for the bunny. But
yeah, I really don't know.
oh,
Kind of interesting.
It was just a piece of heart. So, unfortunately, JTB spent a lot of time doing something that led to 1/4 of a heart container. One of the very rare occasions that Skull Woods is completely useless.
We have 20 rupees on the bumper cave ledge.
That does mean we're not looking for the cape, so as much as I'm sure the runners would love to have the cape, because the cape's not a bad item, but we don't need it for our item collection game today.
Well, the only reason why we would need the cape is if we don't have the Cane of Burna and something good is in Spike Cave.
Indeed. At least the logic requires that, but if you've got enough bottles, which, by the way, we don't have any yet, but if you do have enough bottles, you can brute force your way through these Spike Cave. It's not a fun thing to do, but it is possible. With enough hearts. See, with that mirror, they can get to Tower of Hera. That's now in play.
You also said earlier they have the first chest in Swamp Palace.
We have the first chest in Swamp Palace. We found Sankheart in Thieves Town, which is really nice find for Kova.
We do have a few mirror overworld locations.
That we do. So yeah, that Forest Palace of Darkness item grab has now really just opened up this seed now for our runners. Unfortunately, it's not opened it up so they can complete a lot of things. It's opened it up so they can look in a lot of locations.
As Chad is also pointing out, we still have Hype Cave.
We do. Kova finding a compass in Blind's chest there. I didn't see if he got the map earlier. So I don't know how many items are left in here. It's entirely possible that the big chest could have the map if he didn't grab it already. I'm watching him carefully to see his menu. If he ever brings up his menu, which he may not. Did anybody see if he got the map yet? Are there two items left in here or one?
I don't think the map was found.
Okay, so chat is letting us know, yes, it is a 50-50 shot here. If Blind has an item, then the big chest is not required in here. But Blind could have the map. Nice Blind fight, though. And he's got a 20 rupee, big red rupee. Which means that, that was Thieves Town. Didn't really see anything useful in Thieves Town. Yeah, other than that crystal that, is clearly required because games. All right, so... Man, so Gabe, what do you do at this point?
Ooh. Whose shoes am I in?
Kova right now. It looks like he's going towards the digging game, so... After digging game, where do you go?
I would probably check Hype Cave and then dip into Swamp Palace.
I might consider actually taking care of the smithy. Since you're here.
That is also true.
He also has to, I believe he still has to activate his flute. He's got the mirror to do that.
I don't believe either runner has activated the flute.
No, I think they both came up here. Yeah, it looks like my guess is Kova's gonna grab the frog here. He'll mirror back to activate his flute and then just walk the smithy home. Chat calling out Ice Palace as the play. Oof. Oof, that's rough. Now, Tower of Hera is completely beatable from our runners, even though that's a pendant too.
That is also true.
Yeah. As our tracker is pointing out, Hammerless Pendant Ice Palace. Oh man, that would be awful. Kova not going to? Well, he's gonna... Okay, he's gonna grab the purple chest. Okay, he's gonna go activate his flute now. That's the only reason he'd be walking this direction. And there it is! Meanwhile, JTB having a very nice blind fight. Taking just a little bit of damage at the end of it there. But that was very good fight, I think.
I agree so.
Kova getting his swag duck and immediately jumping into the Dark World. My guess is he's going to lock that chest along the southern part of Hyrule so he can grab Mr. Stumpy, probably grab the mirror spot above Haunted Grove, and give Gary his lunchbox back, and then check Hype Cave around there at the same time. Heck, in that path, he can also grab the Bombos tablet.
That is true.
So he's got a lot of things he can just kind of, in this sequence, just check out here. Let's see if any one of them bring an item worth having. So far, 0 for 1. Poor Gary, he ordered his lunch like 3 hours ago. He's a terrible delivery service.
Looks like JTB is headed over to the digging game, so they'll dig up their red boomerang and probably leave it there.
Yeah, the inferior model boomerang. Just because it caused lag. Alright, Kova gonna check out what we call Hype Cave. The reason it's called Hype Cave is back in the day, this cave used to have, almost guaranteed, have a lot of items inside of it. Anymore, not so much, but it's got 5 places to check. Let's see. That's a can of brine. That's a single arrow. Okay, so we got 1 invincibility item. That is an item worth having. Outside of that, not really much of anything inside of what we like to call Hype Cave.
Yeah, unfortunately not really, although it does give us our first stepping stone towards Spike Cave, which I'm going to guess does have something good.
Now we'll see. We still need the hammer to get in there.
That is also true.
Alright, so we'll give him the, for opening the purple treasure chest that it is up much.
Fetch quest for a fetch quest.
Apparently, Gary ordered a pizza and he said he didn't want the mushroom, so he gave them the link.
Do you want to have a fetch quest?
I'm gonna have to tell you to let it go. Ooh, just a big 20 at the tablet. Okay, so that whole thing I talked about, like checking the southern part of Hyrule, led to a blue cane, and that's it. Oh, and a mushroom. So we're gonna. I wonder if he's gonna go turn in that mushroom immediately.
Oh,
Nope.
something that Chad has pointed out. Kova actually has the requirements for the fake powder glitch. Do you people see a fake powder glitch from Kova?
I don't know, because I don't know how popular that is. As in, I don't know how many people know how to do it. As in, I've never done... Oh gosh, it's Quake. Quake is required, and we have the Quake Medallion. But they can't get in there anyway, so...
I've personally never attempted it, but from what I've heard from those who have, it's actually not very difficult.
Right, so if I recall correctly, you have to basically drain all of your magic, and then go to use the red cane, and then immediately pause your menu, and select the mushroom, and it uses the powder. Even if you don't have the powder.
And that glitch also not only works on the magic bat, but it also works on anti-fairies and super bunnies.
Right. Ooh, Kova rejecting the big heart container inside Checkerboard Cave. Okay, we're gonna get a mushroom turn in here, so let's see if Gary's lunchbox actually led to anything. We also decided to light the wizard's hat on fire for reasons that I'm not entirely certain of yet, but you know. All right, let's see. Kova going in, finding a shield, and he also says no to that. Huh.
And some runners prefer not a shield.
I guess. Kova going back into, I'm guessing, the village of outcasts. I wonder where he's planning on going next. Maybe grabbing the cemetery cave.
I would
don't
say,
know.
Yeah, the cemetery.
No, he's going back in. Oh, he's gonna go check the rest of Skull Woods that he didn't check earlier.
I see.
Okay, so let's see. Where else can we go? We can, as I said, we've got Tower of Hera that's completely open to us now. Ice Palace is a location that players can go. There's the one chest inside the Swamp Palace we can look at.
We have Tower of Hera.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Tower of Hera is the play.
Can you imagine if that hammer's in the first chest in Swamp Palace?
Oh,
The only chest.
whoever. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's the only chest that in Swamp Palace that item can be in, but I've seen it before.
Yeah, whoever checks that will have a significant advantage.
JTB also button spamming and lighting the wizard on fire. See if he takes the shield. And he does.
And it looks like JTB is headed up to Tower of Hera.
Yep. I think that's a play only because Tower of Hera is completable and it's also pretty quick compared to like Ice Palace.
It is much quicker than Ice Palace, in my opinion.
Agreed. So let's think here. Obviously, we're looking for the hammer. Really, something we haven't talked about at all is we do need to find the ice rod at some point.
That we do. But with the way this seed is playing out, my guess is Ice Rod will be in Turtle Rock.
Mimic Cave. Oh, we're gonna get a tablet check, an ether tablet check. Oh! That's the hammer!
There we go.
We found the hammer. Now I wonder if he's even gonna go into Tower of Hera.
Maybe
No,
just... I guess not.
That's interesting, actually. That hammer gave him access to the east side of Death Mountain. I wonder why he didn't he decided not to go over there. He's just gonna go beat Palace of Darkness immediately. I'm not entirely certain why he wouldn't have done Eastside Death Mountain.
I'm not sure. Perhaps JTB really wanted to get Palace of Darkness out of the way?
Maybe. Maybe he is waiting for the hook shot, but... Yeah, the other thing he could have done over Death Mountain was check to see what medallion was required for Turtle Rock.
And at least progress a good bit through Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's true too. Kova going to find the disappointment that is the piece of heart inside the big chest in Skull Woods. Unfortunate for Kova, he's got to make his way up to, well, yeah, yeah, he really does need to make his way up to Turtle Rock. I'm trying to think of all the things he could accomplish right now, but he can't really beat anything else. But he's going that way. Yeah, the allure of the Tower of Hera being completable is leading our runners both up there. Hopefully he goes checks the tablet first.
My guess is Kova will check the tablet after completing Tower of Hera.
You think so?
Yeah, I see a lot of runners do that.
Getting pretty low health up here, though.
Meanwhile, JTB has arrived at the Helmsar King.
Pounding that hammer on the mask. Kova is in fact going to check the tablet first.
I mean, I am wrong. Good for Kova.
Absolutely. If he does Eastside Death Mountain and finds something up here, that's going to make an interesting break in these runners' routes. He's got the hammer, and he is going... Yep, he's going to go Eastside Death Mountain. Meanwhile, JTB having a nice fight against Helmsar King, picking up a piece of heart. Let's see what's on the floating island, and it is... Oh, that's a hook shot. That's a hook shot!
Oh.
Uh-oh! And he can get that.
Kova expressing some frustration with those slashes.
Yeah. It's like, why are you over there, hookshot? Why are you over there? All right, well, unfortunately for JTB... No, he's going back up here. Oh, that's good. Wow.
Very
Good
interesting.
for him.
But both medallions require Quake.
Yeah. So we can open up both places. Kova opening up Turtle Rock right now, just to save that for later.
Now, I will say with Kova knowing where the hookshot is, that does give them the advantage over JTB. But if JTB heads over back that way, the advantage will be gone.
JTB, I mean, he's going towards the Tower of Hera. I mean, the Eastside Death Mountain. I wonder if he's actually going to go check Tower of Hera now, or if he's just going to go to the east side. Yeah, he's just going to east side. Interesting why he left here in the first place. I'm slightly curious as to why that occurred, but...
I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps we can ask them in the interview after the race.
Thankfully for him, he decided to immediately come back up here. If he's waited any longer... I'm going to wait to see the reaction of this. That little bit of a double take there. Okay, he's going to actually check everything down the spiral cave and everything down that way first.
JTB with the heart container refill.
Nice. So, nothing of value really inside of Hookshot Cave. Well, other than 300 rupees, because that's a lot of value. By, money's value.
Looks like JTB is headed to Paradox Cave.
I love this cave. And so much as why it's called Paradox Cave.
It's quite interesting. You enter on the ground, or you enter... I can't really explain it. It's interesting. You enter like one floor, but another floor is like slightly lower, even though it's like at the same level.
Yeah. Yeah, you enter at the lowest possible level, drop down, and walk out at a higher level. It makes no sense, but it's great. So, Paradox Cave not really having much either.
The Paradox Cave did have one item of significance, and that was that bottle. Not only did it have the blue potion...
Oh, it's our first bottle!
Yes, now we can check what item is at the sick kid.
And 1 hour in, we found our first bottle. I didn't even register that was the first one in my head. Yeah, so, hey, we got a bottle. That's good. JTB, now he's going to open up the portal on top of Turtle Rock. My guess is that he'll activate the Quake Medallion because there's no reason not to.
Now, OPT Lawyer, do you think JTB will head into Turtle Rock?
Well, definitely not before grabbing the hook shot over here, but I don't know. It'd be hard for me to want to just jump in there, but that could be a play because they could do everything except beat it. Kova is saving and quitting. He's deciding not to do Turtle Rock right now. Or maybe. Well, okay, so he started Mountain Cave probably because it's just easier to walk. It's quicker to walk out of here and flute away than it is to say walk out of Sanctuary and flute away. But with that hookshot, Kova is actually going to go do Misery Mire, it looks like.
Yep, and it is completable.
Not only is it completable, that's our second red crystal, which would open up the Pyramid Fairy. Interesting decision here. I like it.
And there always is that chance that Boots could be inside Misery Mire.
That's true. So let's go over what we need for actual go mode. We need the ice rod. We know we need the boots because Turtle Rock is boots required. And okay, that's it.
That is it.
So we're looking for 2 items. Both runners finding small keys in their respective dungeons. JTB did in fact jump into Turtle Rock, so interesting to see here.
My guess is we'll see Ice Rod somewhere on Laser Bridge.
That's a potential. First item inside of Misery Mire is a big red rupee. Yeah, I hope for JTB's sake that he finds the ice rod in here because double dipping Turtle Rock is a very time-consuming prospect.
However, JTB does find the big key, so on the chance that they do have to head back, they won't really need to. Well, I guess even then they wouldn't even need to look for anything because they've full cleared it at that point. So I guess that's kind of a not really important statement.
Well, yes, but they are probably going to have to check. I mean, if JTB is full clearing this place, he's probably going to check the big key chest, which likely is going to leave a key on the laser bridge that he's going to need. Possibly. It's possible that the key's in the big chest, though, so. Oops. Oh! JTB making that as close as you can make it. No powder for him to do the to get that fairy from the anti-fairy.
And Kova finds the big key in its vanilla location.
That's always not a fun chest to find that in. Especially when you haven't full cleared the place yet. But this will allow him to check all of the right side of Mystery Mire rather quickly. But there's only one item of significance left in here. That is not it. JTB using one of his blue bottle. His only bottle. getting a health and magic refill. Unfortunate that these big key chest in here was just a full heart container. Unfortunate in so much as that if JTB had known that's what it was, he never would have gone there in the first place, and now he's used that free key. Oh, the second item inside Misery Mire is a heart, a piece of heart, which means as much as Misery Mire is completable, there wasn't anything inside here of actual noteworthiness.
Unfortunately not. However, if
Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the Pyramid Fairy has something good, then this was absolutely worth it for Kova.
Absolutely. You're not going to find out for another few minutes here, but I suspect he's going to open Pyramid Fairy pretty quickly. I mean, I honestly think that was the reason he beelined here after leaving Death Mountain. JTB checking Mimic Cave. I haven't noticed JTB finding anything of real value yet, as far as, like, anything he actually needs.
Yeah.
Mimic Cave having a bomb capacity upgrade, so we've got a big chest. The one chest before in that that room with the spike roller, and then we've got laser bridge. So the next chest will have a key in it because of how everything's been so far. So it will be the laser bridge for items.
Meanwhile, Kova is at the front door of Vitreous, and this will be a very quick fight due to the silver arrows.
I love silver arrow Vitreous. Especially you can rattle off shot after shot after shot and just slam him home. Taking his blue bottle to refill his health. Got a little low, and because Vitreous hurts. Every part of Vitreous hurts, even with like red mail. So, unfortunately for JTB, he's going to have to do the laser bridge without like a mirror shield, and he's only going to have the Cane of Brian, but that's not bad. But without half magic, he's going to have to kind of watch himself.
That is true.
Or he could just try to do the laser skip and not even worry.
So we have one item left on Laser Bridge, the second being a small key.
Yeah, that's it. So, unfortunately for JTB, this dive into Turtle Rock was absolutely nothing. Kova is... yeah, he's going to get Pyramid Fairy, isn't he? He's going there immediately. JTB is... I think he's just going to do everything he can to grab this key now. I might as well.
And then mirror out.
Yep. Now is JTB... Is Kova going for this... Okay, yeah, so there is a glitch here that when the bomb timer hits 0, if you screen transition when that's on 0, the bomb actually follows you. I don't know how that works, but it does, so whatever.
Meanwhile, JTB is over at Super Bunny Cave, so let's see what items are there.
We've unfortunately seen that. Oh, well, we had a heart container and a fairy in a bottle inside Pyramid Fairy, so unfortunately those breadcrumbs left by the logic were just false breadcrumbs.
So OPT lawyer, if you were in Kova's shoes, where would you head to next?
Probably, okay, so other than immediately going to Sick Kid right now, just because we've got bottles, Keikova's gonna go do Palace of Darkness, honestly thinking that's probably where I would go. It's a crystal dungeon, you can complete it, you might as well grab it, but where am I gonna go now after that? My thought is probably Ice Palace.
Ice Palace.
Because it is now completable. It is the green pendant, which means Sahasrahla is in play.
It looks like JTB is headed over to Swamp Palace.
You can check a lot of things in here. No, he can complete Swamp Palace. I'm sorry. Can he? Yeah,
I believe they can.
Wait, yeah, never mind. Swamp Palace would be my play. Absolutely. It's a crystal dungeon. You've got to do it. Was not registering in my head that we had found the hook shot. Yeah, I would absolutely do Swamp Palace now. Yes, Swamp Palace is really nice to do, like, in Go mode, when you don't have to check anything. But, you know, I'd rather full clear a Crystal Dungeon than jump into Pendant Ice Palace. But since we're only looking for 2 items, you know that's not necessarily, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to find them in, like, Swamp Palace. So thankfully, if our runners had come in here without the hammer looking for it, unfortunately they would have only found the compass. Which, when you're looking for the hammer, would have been really frustrating.
I think if either runner had came in here and found the compass, they would have definitely been not happy.
Yeah. Alright, so... JTB is going to go into the southern room here and grab his chest. So, guess what? We have a couple of moments here before anything of interest happens. I just want to give a shout out to our runners and guys in the chat. If you like what you're watching here, well, you know, why don't you give JTB and Kova a follow? They've you know, they're putting on a great show here, and you know, that's are you not entertained? Silly quote. But no, give them a follow. I think they deserve your absolute love and affection, 100%. So also shout outs to our awesome tracker and restreamers. Links right in the chat there. Tracker, Zelda, our restreamer, Noristra. Noristra. I probably murdered that. I'm sorry. Noristra. Got it. Yes, and we're all happy that JTB did not flood the key in Swamp Palace. Kova making very short work of Halmasar. Alright. Let's see what JTB finds next. Still a lot of items in here. Because I believe so far we found a compass and a map and a key. No, we didn't find a key. There's no keys to chests in this place. Kova's making the Ice Palace play.
This could be very worth it.
If he finds something in here, absolutely. JTB. There's the ice rod.
So it looks like boots will be our go mode item.
Indeed. We've got the ice rod. I didn't count to see if we had all the items out of Turtle Rock or not. It'd be something if Trinex was holding the boots.
That would be very sneaky, Trinex.
Indeed. Man. And there's still a lot of places in Swamp Palace to check here. It's entirely possible that he finds the boots in here, and if he does, he'll be in go mode, and Kova will unfortunately be inside of a place he doesn't need to be. However, if the boots are in Ice Palace, there's no telling when JTB will come back in here. Or not back, will come in here. So here's the question, with Ice Rod being located, does JTB go directly back into Turtle Rock and finish it?
I can't remember how many items were found, but depending or not if Trinex has our last item, I can see why JTB would want to.
I don't know either. I think he's got an item, but I'm not certain.
I think Trinex does have an item. I believe the map and compass were found on
the laser bridge, right? Well, 50 rupees and 10 plus 10, so the big bomb expansion, but no boots yet. Blue rupee.
Kova getting the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Nicely done. Yeah, when you can hit that consistently, it's almost like second nature. Even though he's got the Cane of Samaria and probably doesn't need to do the bomb jump, especially if you're full clearing, I don't know if it saves time or not, but it definitely feels good if you just get it in one shot. We're having some fun trying to walk on the ice there. You know, JTB making very nice work of Argus.
Yeah, that tempered sword really helps. Not having to menu back in and switch to hammer.
Kova finding a key in that chest, so he's actually going to come back upstairs and... Oh, the trolls! Of course, Argus has the big key, so you have to come back in here!
Yes, Argus being one of two bosses, I believe, that can hold the big key, the other being Mothula.
That is correct. Alright, are we going to find the boots in the Swamp Palace big chest? Is it going to be here? Or is it in Ice Palace? We found 3 bombs in here, so I don't know if... I think there's only 1 item left.
We still do have Tower of Hera, though.
No, we do have... Our runners completely skipped over it, too. Sick Kid hasn't been checked yet. And we got a lot of places these boots could be, and they could actually be anywhere. Let's see. Big chest time. What? Oh, it's Ether! It's the Ether Medallion, which we know is completely useless.
Meanwhile, Kova finds the big key to Ice Palace.
Nice. Okay, so JTB is going to go into the Mire area. I assume he's going to jump into Misery Mire in hopes of finding the boots in there, so he can just mirror to Desert Palace and finish it off immediately. Unfortunately for him, we know the boots are not in there. Go dropping down to the big chest room. I believe he's going to clip through these blocks. Yes, he is. There's the boots! There's the boots!
Ooh.
Guys, we are in commentator's go mode. We know where everything is. When is JTB gonna go into Ice Palace? Oh my gosh.
This is big.
Gabe, we've got our go mode ish. Kova doesn't know it, so he's got to finish this place off too. Oh no!
That is quite unfortunate, and my guess is Kova will also turn in the green pendant.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, when JTB comes in here, whenever he comes in here, he finds those boots, he's done. But the big question is, when is he going to come into Ice Palace? As we've said before, Tower of Hera is completely doable. He may choose to go up there first before doing Ice Palace. I don't know. Yeah, Kova, the chat is pointing out, Kova should go to Swamp as his next logical place to go.
And then probably over to Desert and finish off Turtle Rock.
Yep. Alright, so he's going to drop down and fight Cold Stare here. It's going to be a much easier fight with a Tempered Sword than it would be, say, with Master Sword. Or trying to use a Fighter Sword, which I have attempted once.
I'm going to guess that didn't turn out very well.
No, because amazingly you can only hit him with the Fighter Sword with spins. So I was definitely honing my hammer strats, shall we say. Kova's got this, Oop. Okay, only got hit by the snowball thing. It looks like he's got this. Just don't hug the cloud. It's not a yummy marshmallow. There we go.
Also,
Okay.
It's also not a piece of delicious cotton candy.
Yeah, I know. I don't want cotton candy now. I lied. I don't really want cotton candy. But if there was some here, I would totally eat it. Alright, Kova getting his green pendant. I would be surprised if he didn't immediately go turn this in. But I'm hoping he thinks that Ice Palace is, in fact, the next logical place to go. Meanwhile, we know JTB's got a little more digging inside of Misery Mire to go here. Kova's going to go do Desert Palace, I believe, immediately. I do not believe that is a bad play, considering he knows it's boots lock, so... I'm hoping he then decides that Swamp Palace is worth going to. Yeah, no reason not to finish off Desert Palace.
I will say the only benefit to boots being JTB's required go mode item is once they get the boots in Ice Palace, they'll probably head on out.
Oh yeah, there would be no reason to stay. Unless he wants to look for red mail or gold sword for some reason, but I feel like our runners are confident enough in their own abilities to just run it with blue mail. Kova going back in to check the big key chest. We know this is one of the dungeon items because JTB showed us that earlier after stealing that key. JTB finding his valued and cherished piece of heart. Oh, he hasn't actually found the other item yet. He didn't even do this room at all. No, he did. No, he did. There's a chest there. I'm sorry. I was wondering why he opened that one chest, but doesn't matter. Alright, let's see how quickly Kova can take care of Lemolas. He's got silver arrows and a fire rod, so this fight should be pretty much a snap for him. Let's see. Oh, missed a shot there. So again, as with most every item in or enemy in the game, there's a gold sword. Speaking of, as I was just saying, as with like most every enemy in the game, the silver arrows take out Lemolas in one shot. There's very few enemies that take multiple shots with the silver arrows. The main eye of Vitreous actually being one of them. But we have what is commonly known around here as the butter sword, Gabe.
Oh, yeah. The butter sword is called butter because it cuts through everything like a hot knife with some butter.
Oh, and here I thought it was because it looked like a stick of butter. Kova is going to swamp.
Now, do you think JTB will head to Tower of Hera next or Ice Palace?
Gosh, I don't know. It's a complete toss-up. Let's see where he flutes to. Obviously, that's going to be a big tail. He's going to Kakarika Village.
Maybe to check... Well, I was going to say check overworld spots, but they need to be in Dark World to do that, so...
Pedestal. He's checking the pedestal. Remember we mentioned earlier he hadn't done that yet.
Well, they'll be surely disappointed because they'll just find couch cash.
Yeah. I honestly don't entirely blame him because at this point you gotta be thinking to yourself, like, why haven't I found the boots yet? So you know if you start diving independent dungeons whether or not you have to beat them. Kova is the one who, just answering the chat, Kova is the one that pedestal checked 5 minutes in. JTB did not. So remember, the boots are in the Ice Palace big chest. I forget where the big key in Ice Palace was, but it's not something that was right there. JTB gonna go check Sick Kid. JTB is... Where's he going now? Oh, he's gonna do Pyramid Fairy. I guarantee you that's what he's doing now.
So it looks like JTB is doing everything possible to skip Ice Palace.
Yeah. Which, as we know, is unfortunate for him. Oh no. Kova didn't do the left side of Swamp Palace.
Maybe Kova will head back
Yeah,
after.
that is a route that I've seen a lot of runners do, so it's entirely likely. It's just that unfortunate because he would be in actual go mode through the rest of this if he had found that. And it's going to end up being one of the last chests he checked now.
Definitely, I don't want to say unfortunate, but it's just not optimal.
Well, in actuality, since Argus is going to have the big key on him, it isn't actually a terrible route, as it turns out. JTB is heading to Ice Palace. Oh my
So,
gosh.
JTB will shortly pick up their boots.
That's right. We are actually going to have a close go mode, I think, between both runners.
It'll be very close. It'll boil down to who does Turtle Rock quicker. The only advantage on JTB's side would be that they've already done it. However, go mode Turtle Rock versus not go mode Turtle Rock really isn't that different.
Right. Yeah, Kova will be, because of the key placement, Kova will be able to skip the laser bridge entirely. Still, he is going to have to do all of the rooms and whatnot, so Kova will have a slower time through Turtle Rock. And he still has to find the ice rod. So let's hope he goes back in here. Yep, okay, he's going right back in. JTB getting a little delayed in the Stealthos room. Ooh. JTB choosing not to do the Ice Palace bomb jump. And we are gonna have our runners in go mode almost simultaneously, aren't we?
That's very interesting.
Alright, Kova's going up. Gonna find his ice rod real soon. JTB needs to get that. I forget where the big key was.
I believe the big key is in the room that JTB is about to head into, or about to go, like one more floor up, I think.
Right, there's that ice rod. Kova is in go mode! And he's only got a Turtle Rock left. This is going to be interesting because, as we've said, Kova actually has to clear Turtle Rock, whereas JTB has to just run through Turtle Rock. Kova's still saying no to that shield. Alright, Kova fluting. He's gonna head up to... Heading up to Death Mountain. JTB's got the big key. This is actually intense. JTB's got the big key. He's going back towards the the big chest room.
Looks like they're gonna hookshot their way to the big chest.
Absolutely. JTB is grabbing his boots. That's it. That's it. JTB is all in go mode. Kova going into the dark world at the bottom of Death Mountain. He's already got Turtle Rock open. He's just gonna run up there. JTB. Let's see if he stops for potions or if he just goes for it. He's got a fairy in a bottle, and that's it.
Well, JTB still has to go back and complete Desert.
Oh, he does. That's right. I completely forgot about that.
It looks like accidentally flew to 7 rather than 6.
Yeah. Oh, man. I thought that was going to be faster for JTB, but this is actually going to close that gap that's going to be created with Kova having to actually complete most of the rooms in Turtle Rock, whereas JTB can just run through them. Because all JTB has to do in here is go grab that key and run out of here.
That is true.
He already got the big key in here because he stole that key earlier. Reasons why JTB is not mirroring out of here are... There we go. Probably got a lot of things going through his head right now.
I'm sure both runners are very nervous.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. Yeah, Kova has no reason to check the chest that has the vanilla big key in it, so he should have an extra key going through this place. It's also unfortunately very low health right now. No, yeah, Chad is correct. It is very hard to tell who's actually ahead right now.
I would say they're about neck and neck.
I would agree with you on this, especially considering how much life Kova currently does not have. And our runners do not have powder to heal themselves.
And JTB with the 0 cycle Lamolas.
Oh, Kova!
Meanwhile, Kova takes an unfortunate death in the chain chomp room, but that fairy is always there to help them.
Absolutely. That is his only fairy, though. He does have a bottle of blue goo. Alright, GTB soars off, and he's gonna go buy a potion too, which, I mean, that's just really smart. With only blue mail, and you've only got 2 bottles, you might as well.
Now that JTB has beaten the Lamolas, they also have their Butter Sword.
Yeah, that's right.
So there won't be, I guess the deciding factor will be execution.
Pretty much. That's going to come down to that. That and just how much having to do to run around before finding the boots in Ice Palace actually hurt JTB. But JTB is going to catch up pretty fast. Although Kova doesn't need to check Mimic Cave. He will check the big chest undoubtedly. JTB going back inside. I think Kova's going to purposely kill himself here. to refill his hearts right here. That's a good idea. I like that play. Good old healing but yourself by killing yourself. I mean, you know. Yes, death abuse. There you go. JTB's internal rock, and now he can just run through all of this. He's already cleared all of it. Kova, don't you dare. Unfortunately for JTB, Kova is past the point where he, like, JTB's advantage is, so JTB's the one behind and trying to catch up now.
Yeah.
Because when you get to this room, you have to do this regardless of if you've been here before or not. This is going to come down to decisions made in Ganon's Tower. As much as Kova has a lead right now, it is a very small one.
Yeah, and it could also depend on, let's say Kova goes all right in Ganon's Tower and JTB goes all left, and JTB finds the big key first.
Decisions made in Ganon's Tower. That's what this is going to come down to. No two ways about it. Kova trying the zero cycle. Unfortunately not getting it and not changing back to his fire rod immediately, so he's having a little bit of trouble at the Trinex fight. He's going to be probably losing some time here.
And Kova is very low on health.
He's very low on health and he's out of magic. He has to use his only blue bottle now. Unfortunate fight for Kova on Trinex here. And he got screwed up because he tried to zero cycle it and wasn't fast enough. JTB joining him in the Trinex fight. This is so close. Look at these guys. The advantage now for JTB having a blue bottle to heal himself, but that's it. Bug net! That's actually an interesting find. They can now at least catch some fairies that'll allow them, you know, to keep themselves alive.
But JTB makes quick work of Trinex.
That's right.
So OPT lawyer, do you know what time it is?
Gabe, as a matter of fact, I do. Why don't you tell everybody what time it is?
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone in chat, we like to play a game in the Randomizer community. There are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. Guess a number between 1 and 22 to see where the big key is.
Gabe, what do you think?
I think it'll be chest or item location number 3.
I'm going to go with 18.
18. So far we have Kova. We actually have Kova doing full right side. So
it's apparently the normal play anymore is if you find a key in one of those two chests, you just go right.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. So depending on how JTB routes this, we might have different numbers for each runner.
Exactly. So he's going. I mean, it's always clear to check the first two chests here. This right part here.
And JTB actually heads up to go to the left
He's
side.
Going to the left. We have actual divergence. Kova finds the key on the right side here. Oh, there's powder though, and a red bottle.
So that's something nice for Kova to have. Now, is Kova at 6?
Honestly, there's the big key.
Oh, that was also 6, I believe.
Indeed. Oh wow, Kova gets a full a piece of heart. He gets a full heart container or full heart refill. And honestly, Kova is not going to be too far behind now because that key is not that far in. But JTB has taken a current lead. However, and I point this out just because it's true, Kova now has some extra healing items. He's got a red potion again, which is great for him, and he's got the powder, but he has no magic to use it.
And there's also that red potion. I don't know if you mentioned the red potion.
Yeah, the red potion. He's got his healing stuff, so he's got something to heal himself with after using the blue already. But unfortunately for him, he's out of magic, so he's got to find some, because you are going to need some up in Ganon's tower. He found a little bit there.
So again, this is a very close race.
JTB entering the what we call the gauntlet of rooms here. Having a little problem with the skeletons because they always like to jump around.
And JTB going for the fire rod strats.
Those skeletons are one of the few enemies that when you kill with the fire rod, it doesn't do that long burning animation and they just die. JTB into the, what, 4th room of the gauntlet here? Going into the 5th. Kova on the 2nd, going into the 3rd. JTB finishes the gauntlet. He's going to run across to the Lamolus 2 fight. Third room giving Kova a little bit of troubles there.
So it was the little fire tile in the bottom actually threw off JTB's, would have been a 0 cycle.
Yeah, that stupid little fire tile. I hate that thing. Kova, is he going to pull out the powder? Nope, he's just going to run into Lamolus 2. We are in Lamolus 2 at the same time. JTB just finishing it as Kova is entering it. 1, 2, 3. What a 1 cycle!
Goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh. That just caught him up really close this race.
And another thing too, JTB also has 4 hearts, while Kova has a lot more than 4.
Right, JTB does have a bottle of blue goo, but I'm assuming he won't want to use it right now. Lucky fine with the magic refill, though. Oh, Kova not getting the 1 cycle here.
So this does give JTB a little bit more time to make up.
It does. Not sure what JTB was planning on there, but
There's actually a magic refill on the right, under the right skull. So my guess is they were going to go for that and then realize they didn't need it.
Indeed. Kova absolutely has to grab it, though. Oh, Kova. JTB is down to 1 heart. He's got to use his bottle now.
There goes a little bit of JTB's advantage.
Absolutely. He will have 0 heals from this point forward until after the Ganon fight, basically. Because beating Aghanim 2 does not refill your health and magic. What he has now is what he's going to be with for the rest of the game. Kova having Last chest in the game, having the piece of heart. Oh, that refills JTB up!
Yes, it does.
Oh, man. Kova right behind him, though.
This will all come down to, I guess, whoever has a better Aga 2 fight and who has a better Ganon fight.
Absolutely.
Ooh, and JTB gets the triple.
The triple. Very nice on JTB's part.
And the
Kova got a set of 4 too. Got it! JTB taking down Aga 1. Oh no, Kova not hitting anything on the second wave.
We had a 3-2-1 from JTB, and I believe we had a 1-0-1. And I think this is our last one.
Yep, there we go. Kova takes out Aghanim 2. JTB going into the Ganon fight. Again, I don't believe he has anything to heal himself with. Unless he still has that fairy in a bottle.
I believe the fairy in the bottle is still in play.
Okay. Alright, so he does have a heal, so... Oh my gosh. Kova entering his Ganon fight. Right now. JTB already into the second phase of Ganon.
I'm sure both runners are looking for a dot done at any second. I'm sure they are very
JTB
anxious.
didn't get the second phase out.
Oh no.
I think Kova's definitely hitting him enough to get him out of the second phase. Oh my gosh, JTB!
Oh
Okay.
no.
Okay, we're gonna find out if he's got that fairy. Yes, he does. He's got that fairy, but Kova is deep into phase 3 now.
So Kova slightly ahead.
Oh my gosh, guys. This is close. Ganon, stop teleporting around, for crying out loud. Any mistake here is going to end this for either runner. Kova getting the third hit on Ganon. Ganon's still jumping around. The fourth hit. Kova, one shot on Ganon. I don't think that was going to hit him. Gets the torch glitz. Oh, just misses Ganon. Oh gosh, I thought he was going to fall off there. That's a double. That's a double. Kova's got one hit left on Ganon. Oh, he didn't get him there.
JTB misses the torch glitch.
Kova getting the fourth silver arrow hit on Ganon. That's a pig exploding into the air. Kova's holding his sword up high in victory. Is it going to be enough? Has JTB not done first at all? But ladies and gentlemen, I give you our winner of this race, Kova46, finishing with a official SRL time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 37 seconds. And JTB taking down the pig at the same time, not the same time, right after, crossing the finish line with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 52 seconds. That is a difference of 13, I can't even add right properly. 37 seconds to 52 seconds. Someone do the math. I don't even know. Oh my god.
It's like 9 seconds, I think. 15 seconds, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Wow. 15 seconds, yeah. Oh man. Wow. What a race.
We will have a match 3.
That Kova has just forced a game 3. And that match is going to take place, if I understood it correctly, we're doing a 15-minute break and we're going to start the next race at some point. Oh my goodness. Whew.
So it looks like we will take a short break and set up for race 3.
That is awesome. So, chat, how about that, huh? So we are not going to have an interview right now because we are going to go into the next race as soon as possible. Well, not as soon as possible. I believe I was told there was a 15-minute break between. I'm not sure if we're still doing that or not, but waiting for some information. But my gosh, how about that incredible race, guys? How about it? Gabe, you still with me?
I am right here.
Oh man, so I guess real quick, gosh, I don't even know where we can say anything went wrong. The only thing I can think of is JTB just being unfortunate to not go immediately to Ice Palace to find those boots, but I can't say I blame him.
Oh, yeah, race 3 will definitely be an exciting one. So everyone in chat, be sure to stick around and wait for round 3.
Oh, absolutely, guys. The last race was pretty close until one unfortunate event. This race, 15 seconds. Guys, if you enjoyed that race, and if you didn't, I'd like you to check your pulse real quick. If you enjoyed that race, I would ask if you wouldn't think about following these runners. They have put on an amazing show right now. They're about to do another one here in a few minutes. Give these guys a follow if you think about it, please. Also, again, just a shout out to our awesome tracker, Zelda, our amazing restreamer, Norestra. Again, I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you guys for pulling work and doing double duty, because we're going into another one. It was an amazing race. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we're all going to take a break for a few minutes here. So, we'll be back. And I think Gabe and I are both coming back for this. So we'll be back with more racing in a few minutes here. So just keep an eye on the channel, and we'll be back about 5 minutes or so.